morning to one and all present here. We are the students of Standard 11 of Political Science. We are here to discuss about the educational system that prevails in India. India has always tried to achieve 100% literacy rate, but yet we have not been successful in doing so. Some of the states like Kerala has been able to achieve 100% literacy rate, but on the other hand, we have states like Bihar and Odisha, which still lacks in giving literacy to its citizens, to the people of its own state. But has government taken any steps in this or any measures in this regard? Yes. One such regard is the Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, which has been launched by the central government, wherein it is tried to give free and compulsory primary education to all children. It has also tried to incorporate midday meals and also bridge courses into its curriculum. At the same time, there have been certain skills and occasional courses which has also been introduced in order to see that the girls and the children in the rural areas are able to continue with their education even after the primary classes. Having said so, I would like Arjun to put forth his views on the challenges and probably amicable solutions that we can find out to the educational system prevailing in India. Over to you, Arjun.
Yes, I'm going to talk about three main challenges the Indian education system. So the first challenge is that the education system is more like a rat race for the students. The students studying in school are indirectly motivated only to score as high marks as possible, instead of actually understanding the concepts they learn. Since students are usually pressurized to do so, most of them tend to mug up whole chapters and at a go, which only adds more pressure to them. And also adding to this problem, the syllabus given to the students is also very big, just to learn or mug up either way. And my second point is that it is the same thing for everyone. So every student in India is being judged by their performance in a same test or an exam, irrespective of their real interests or hobbies. Most of India's education system uh, doesn't care about what the students are actually interested in and what they want to do. It only offers them a fixed mandatory path to follow, and they don't. And so, because of this, the students don't have a clear vision for what they want to do, which is what they most importantly need. And this leads to my third point, which is that getting a job is an ultimate goal. On top of not being given many options which interest the students, they are also gradually being pressurized right from a fairly early age, that if they don't take up the same subjects offered by the school, then they won't be able to get a quote unquote real job to earn money. So only the education system in India is to be blamed ultimately for this metaphorical blindness by which surprisingly large amount of people in India are affected by. So coming to the solutions, I think there can be a few solutions to tackle these challenges. The students can be offered an even wide variety of subjects right from an early age, instead of carrying it over to 11th or 12th standard. So if by doing so, at least the students will be a little more clearer on what they want to do for a career, or they'll have a better idea on in which they're actually interested in. And also, I think that for certain students, the mandatory subjects can be given a little less importance, and subjects in which they are actually interested in can be focused on, and the syllabus also can be reduced a little bit for certain students. So, Dia, what do you think about these solutions? Can they be used to tackle the challenges?
Yeah, sure. These solutions can be used to tackle these challenges, but the government has already been taking several decisions to uh, solve problems like these. Uh, I'm going to be talking about the new education policy 2020. I will be highlighting 5 main changes that have been made to the previous educational system. So the first change that the government made is that now schooling starts at the age of 3. The new education policy expands age group 6 to 14 years of mandatory schooling to 3 to 18 years of schooling. The NEP introduces hitherto uncovered 3 years of preschooling age group of 3 to 6 years under the school curriculum. The new system will have 12 years of schooling with 3 years of preschooling. The second change that they made is that now mother tongue will be used as a medium of instruction. The NEP puts focus on students' mother tongue as the medium of instruction, even as it sticks to the 3-language formula, but also mandates that no language would be imposed on anyone. The NEP also only recommends the mother tongue as a medium of instruction and will not make it compulsory. The policy document states that children learn and grasp non-trivial concepts more quickly in their home language. Whenever possible, the medium of instructions until at least 5th grade, but preferably till 8th grade and beyond, will be the mother tongue, local language or the regional language. Thereafter, the local or home language shall continue to be taught as a language whenever possible. This will be followed by both private and public schools. So the third change that they made is there will be no All India Council for Technical Education or AICTE, National Council for Teacher Education or NCTE, and the University. This higher education committee is no single overarching umbrella body for entire higher education, excluding medical and legal education. Public and private higher education institutions will be governed by the same set of norms for regulation, accreditation, and academic standards. The government will phase out the affiliation of colleges in 15 years, and a stage-wise mechanism is to be established for granting graded autonomy to colleges. The fourth change made by the government is that science, arts, and commerce gets blurred in 11 activities between vocational and academic streams. Students can select subjects of their liking across the streams, and vocational education will start in schools from the 6th grade and will include internships. The fifth change made by the government is that the four-year undergraduate program um, returns and no more dropouts. Under the NEP, undergraduate degree will be of either 3 or 4-year duration with multiple exit options within this period. College will be mandated to give certificates after completing 1 year in a discipline or field, including vocational and professional areas, a diploma after 2 years of study, or a bachelor's degree after a 3-year program. Government will also establish an academic bank of credit for digitally storing academic credits earned from different HEIs so that these can be transferred and counted towards the final degree earned. Nityashri, what are your views about the same topic?
So yes, CBSE is a famous board, but apart from CBSE, there are many other boards present in India. The education system in India has been witnessing a huge change over the last few years. Modern techniques are being adopted in school. In fact, the education system in the entire world is one that never stops but rather keeps evolving with the newer methodologies and ideas. Board present in India are CBSE, ICSE, IGCSE, CIE, IB, State Board, NIOS, and many more. Let's see about the few common boards present in India. CBSE, Central Board of Secondary Education. Advantages. In India, it is the most commonly followed syllabus and hence accepted everywhere. Many important exams for higher studies in India are connected to CBSE syllabus because of its relevancy and popularity. Disadvantages. When it comes to art subjects, there are not too many options for the child to choose from. When looking from the admission in the college under the state, you will find fewer seats when compared to the state syllabus students. ICCSE. ICCSE or Indian Certificate for Secondary Education has a very strong syllabus that focuses on the basic foundation of the concepts. Advantages. There are many options for the child to pick from every domain. The syllabus helps the student who would like to study outside the country. Disadvantages. Moving to another board might be difficult for the students